Hello and welcome back to Auto Social UK. The Fiesta ST-line is what replaced the Zetec S, which was always popular amongst people who wanted the sporty styling of the ST but didn't want the high running costs that come with it. But at just under £20,000 for a Fiesta, does the ST-line come in just that bit too expensive? Or is it worth the money? Well, that's what we're going to find out in today's video. But first, if you're new to my channel and you like new car reviews, please don't forget to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Okay, let's get into it. Start by talking about the model variations because there is a lot. If you hop onto Ford's website to look at Fiestas, you can soon become overwhelmed. Kicking off the lineup, you have the Ford Fiesta Trend, followed by the Titanium, and then you have this ST line. You then have the crossover, which is called the Ford Fiesta Active. You then have the full fat ST with the high power, and then right at the top of the lineup, you've got the Vignale. In between all of these models, you can also make them X's, which essentially gives them a bit more equipment over the other cars. You also have the options of having them in a 3-door or for £400 extra, a 5-door. You also have the option of Ecoboost engines, mild hybrid engines and diesel engines as well. The model that I have with me today is the Ford Fiesta ST-line Edition, and this is fitted with the 1-litre Ecoboost engine which produces 95 brake horsepower, and it's also fitted in a 5-door. At first glance, it would take a keen Ford enthusiast to be able to tell the difference between this ST-line and the full-fat ST. The ST-line does get an upgraded body-coloured rear spoiler, lowered suspension and a more aggressive body kit. It also gets these really nice 17-inch rock metallic alloy wheels. And then let's talk about this colour for a second. This is Ford's Desert Island Blue, and it looks absolutely amazing on this ST-line, especially in this sunshine. Now this colour isn't actually no longer available on the ST-line Fiesta. And after talking to some people at Ford, the main reason for that is Ford like to mix up their colours, so they never have too many of one colour on the road, which I really like. Underpinning the latest Ford Fiesta is the same Global B platform that it was sitting on prior to 2018, but it has been overhauled in almost every other area. For instance, greater use of high-strength steel means that the structure is bigger than before, without any significant increase in weight. Then there's the suspension, which features a similar strut front axle and torsion beam rear, with wider tracks, 30mm at the front and 10mm at the rear. Also included is a torque vectoring system, similar to that used in the larger Ford Focus, which brakes individual wheels in an effort to curb understeer. The interior of the Ford Fiesta ST-line isn't quite as striking as the exterior, but it's still pretty good. You've got a really nice leather-wrapped flat-bottom steering wheel with some chrome detailing and red stitching, which gives it that sporty feel. You've also got what I really like is this almost carbon effect plastic on the dashboard, which does look really nice. Everything else feels quite high quality and well screwed together. It's just not quite as funky as some of the interiors like a Citroen C3. The one thing that lets the ST-line down very slightly is these front seats. They don't feel particularly high quality and they haven't got much support. They have got the red stitching to show that this is the ST-line, but they're definitely not like the ones that you'll find in the full-fat ST. But then they do have to make some compromises somewhere, otherwise no one would buy the ST. Equipment in this ST-line Edition is really quite good for a Super Mini. One thing that's really impressed me is that it gets adaptive cruise control as standard, which I absolutely love. You've got automatic lights, you've also got keyless start. I've got satellite navigation on this model. Apple and Android CarPlay come standard across all of the Fiestas. I've also got air conditioning, Bluetooth, and of course, because it's a Ford, I've got the classic heated front windscreen. It now features an 8-inch floating touchscreen, which looks a lot better than it did before. The only problem I find with this touchscreen is it's a little bit dull. The colours that they've used, kind of the light greys and blues, it's just a little bit boring. But I'm sure someone in the comments will let me know if you can customise this and make it a little bit more funky. At least everything's pretty logically set out and it's easy to find your way around. Plus you also have some physical climate control dials, which is really nice to see. Space in the rear isn't the Fiesta's strongest point, however it is on par with a lot of other super minis. The one benefit to having those not so padded front seats means that I've got quite a lot of knee room because the backs are relatively flat. Unfortunately, there isn't any USB points back here. I have got a couple of cubby holes. One's big enough to fit a water bottle in the doors and one to fit a phone, although you're not going to fit a Pro Max in there. You have got 3 seats in the back here. However, you're not going to want to carry 3 people on long journeys, but it's good to always have them in cases of emergencies. You've also got 2 ISOFIX fitments. Compared to the previous generation of Ford Fiesta, the rear tail lights are now split in 2, and what this means is it gives you a wider opening for the boot, which is much more practical. Inside you'll find 303 litres of space, which isn't massive but is pretty good for super mini standards. The only thing you have to watch out for is there's quite a high load lip, which can make it difficult when you're hoiking things out of the boot. This particular model has been specced up with a spare wheel, which will cost you £150 if you're speccing it from new. It only takes a short drive to realise that this is a far different machine than the ST. Yes, it still has a stiffer sports suspension, but it's much more pliant than the ST. It's stiffer than the titanium and other cars in the range, but it could never be described as uncomfortable. The Fiesta ST-line's petrol Ecoboost engines comprise of 3 different outputs from a 1 litre. You've got a 99 brake horsepower, 123 brake horsepower, and then you have an 138 brake horsepower. The car that I'm driving today is the 1 litre Ecoboost entry level 99, but it copes really well. With peak torque coming in at 6,000 RPM, it's easy to end up pushing the engine hard through the precise 6-speed manual gearbox. One of the most appealing things about the Ford Fiesta is how it combines small car fun with big car sophistication. And that's true about the way it rides. Few small car manufacturers have been able to get close to the enjoyment that you can get out of a Fiesta engine. Now, some cars will have entry levels of 60 brake horsepower, 70 brake horsepower, but actually 99 brake horsepower being the entry level is still pretty quick. The one thing the Fiesta ST-line is missing is probably some refinement on the motorway. When you get out on the open road, it can become rather noisy, but that's certainly not going to be anything worth putting off. Something that Fiestas are always really well known for is their handling, and the Fiesta ST-line is no different. It takes corners really well and it gives you a real confidence in the car. Yes, it's not going to handle quite like a full-fat ST, but then you don't expect it to. You get the enjoyment of the drive, but you also get the low insurance and running costs. All Fiestas come with 7 airbags, lane keeping warning assistance, plus Ford's My Key system, a programmable ignition key that can be used to limit the car's top speed, mute the sound system and prevent the stability control from being disabled. This should give you some peace of mind if you decide to hand the keys to someone who has recently passed their driving test. The ST-line range starts at just $19,844, but choosing 5 doors, a special paint colour and a spare wheel, the car that I've tested here pushes that price to $21,455, and that's just £950 less than the entry-level Ford Fiesta ST2. But in a world where comparatively low insurance premiums and cheap road tax counts, the ST-line provides plenty of appeal for young drivers that want a great-looking car. As a Volkswagen girl, I used to love to hate Ford Fiestas, but driving the ST-line Edition today, and I can barely fault it. It's such a good all-rounder and it excels in so many different areas. Let me know in the comments below, would you pick the Fiesta ST-line or would you go for one of its rivals? And why? Let me know. If you like the look of this Fiesta ST-line finished in Desert Island Blue, then we actually have it for sale here at Quest Motor Group. Click the link in the description box. It's up for £15,000 and that's a £5,000 saving from new. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a massive thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.